Welcome guys to my Summoning War video, and I will be analyzing each of the 4 new units that have been added to the game recently. Now let's look at Neostone Agent, a 4-star unit. Now as I look at her skills, it's pretty obvious that she is a support type unit. Let's look at her 1 and 2. Her 1 is Preemptive Strike. Attacks the enemy 2 times. Each attack has a 25% chance to increase the enemy's chance of dealing a glazing hit for 2 turns. Cutting Magic. Attacks an enemy and then remove all beneficial effects on the target. If there are 2 or more beneficial effects removed, the attack bar of all allies will be increased by 20% each. Briefing. Remove all harmful effects on the ally target and fills up the ally's attack bar. Now let's look at the types that interest me the most. Water, Medical Support. Heals all allies for 30% of their max HP and increase their defense for 2 turns. This skill generates a shield that lasts for 2 turns and is equivalent of half of the excessive's heal. Now that is a really good skill against hard-hitting units or bosses, because that could definitely give you that extra turn of life support and just survival period. Let's look at Light. Neostone Field. Protects allies with holy powers. The target ally will become invincible for 2 turns and all other allies will receive Endure for 1. Now I especially like this skill because it can definitely give you just that extra turn of survival against giants, because those bosses are hard hitting machines. Now let's look at Best Partner passive of the Dark Neostone Agent. A random selected ally also attacks when you attack during your turn. And that's a pretty good skill because it gives you that extra needed burst to kill the enemy. Okay, the next unit up is Martial Artist, a 3-star unit. Now, besides the stun, these units aren't really that special. Now, the most I like about these units is their turning kick. Attack an enemy and stuns the target for 1 turn with a 25% chance. And their other move is Thundering Blow. Attacks the enemy with a Thundering Blow and shakes the ground and stuns the target for 1 turn with a 75% chance. The damage increases according to your defense. Now this is a unit that obviously needs some focus to be able to stun every turn. The next unit up is Assassin, a 4-star monster. Let's look at ones that interest me the most, which is Fire, Wind, Water, and Light. Now, let's look at their 1s and 2s first, which is Expose Weakness. Her 1. Attacks an enemy and look for his weakness. This attack decreases the enemy's defense for 2 turns with a 25% chance. Death Verdict. Attacks the enemy 2 times. Each attack has a 50% chance to leave a brand for 2 turns. Enemies with a brand will receive 25% damage increase. Okay, that's pretty nice, okay. Capture Opportunity. Increases your attack power and critical chance for 2 turns. You instantly gain another turn by using this skill. Okay, that's pretty good. Now let's look at Fire's 3rd, Deadly Seduction, which pretty much mimics Darwin's 3rd, but it also adds a twist to it. Okay, this decreases the damage that all other allies monsters receive by 50% and decreases the recovery amount of every monster on the battlefield by 50%. That's a really good skill for if you don't have any like meta type healers like Ariel or like Cole. Now that skill, like for arena, I'll definitely have like really like burst type monsters with their like Lushen, for example. Now let's look at Water. Now this skill, it's interesting. I'm curious on how it works in the battlefield. Like I need to witness how it works. Her 3rd is called Blade Dance of the Reaper. This attacks an enemy and decreases the attack bar for 10% for each attack. The number of strikes will increase up to 7 hits accordingly to your attack speed. Let's look at Wind. Like this unit is decent, it's really decent. Like the thing I like about is her 3rd, which can, you know, it's good against Wind Dungeon. Like I'll definitely, like if I had this unit, she would definitely be a Wind type dungeon. But I already have like the perfect replacement for her, which is I have a Lushen. Now, let's look at Light. Now, Light is the dream. I want this unit. This unit is crazy. Silent Reaper, her 3rd. It attacks an enemy and prevents it from using skills with cool times for 2 turns. If the target dies, all the other enemies will receive the harmful effect. Now, that skill is insane. Definitely, I will probably put Rage and Blade on her because I need to get that kill. I need to get the kill so I can put all the other enemies with cooldown or cool time. Now that skill is beautiful. That's a skill that I really want, you know? The last and final unit is Neostone Fighter, a 4-star monster. Let's look at their first and second. Combat Knife. Attacks an enemy with daggers and increases your attack power for the next 2 turns. Relentless Strike. Increases the critical rate for 2 turns and instantly attack an enemy with a powerful strike. Sharp Strike. Attacks an enemy and inflict continuous damage for 2 turns. This attack will also decrease the enemy's defense for 2 turns if it lands at a critical hit. Now, the one that I like the most, well, the 2 I like, which is Water and Dark. Let's look at Water first. His third is Dagger Dash. Swiftly attacks an enemy 3 times, with each attack also dealing continued damage for 1 turn. If this attack lands as a critical hit, it will also disturb the enemy's recovery for 2 turns. Now, what I like about Water the most is just how he can just add continuous damage like it ain't nothing. So he is an excellent monster for Karis Dungeon. Pretty much, he shines in Hall of Light, Magic, Water, and etc. He can hinder the bosses with all that continued damage he adds to him, and you will be able to clear it easily and effortlessly. Now let's look at Dark, the last and final monster that I think is the best out of the 5. One of the best out of the 5. Let's look at Piercing Dagger. Attacks an enemy, ignoring all damage, reducing effect. This attack has a 100% crit rate. Pretty much hands down, after looking at all these units, all the Neostone fighters, Rage and Blade, hands down. That's all you need for this unit. Rage and Blade. Make them hard-hitting powerhouses. Okay, guys, thanks for listening to my video. And that's it.